I felt that the place is not like preserved properly, like the way it should be actually.
Nobody feels belongingness.
Yeah.
That is the main
And
gap. Because as a part
because
of
I felt that place is pleasant, but the surrounding is not pleasant,
it,
so
it
it doesn't.
it can be made pleasant
Yeah.
if people take care of some things.
Yeah.
Because if you see, just imagine that this particular surrounding, if if you just minus this garbage, then if the water is pure, what the place could be like? It would be like a tourist hotspot.
Yeah, actually.
If you see this, where we started this walk, I have a very old photograph of that. Actually, this right side steps from where we began our walk. This is a new development. The earlier original thing is the left step. So that is the original ghat structure,
Okay.
and you can see
Hmm.
this.
Okay.
And you can also see the level of water till.
Hmm.
So we would have been standing inside
Yeah.
the bed, or rather we are standing inside the bed.
Okay.
um, so what one more observation, if you can do, even from here, you can see some continuous bubbling in the waters.
Lots of it.
So what it could be?
I guess it's all the garbage depositing and decomposing.
Yeah, absolutely. So what happens is, when we are having any organic waste dumped into waters, what it does is it starts decomposing, and in the process it needs oxygen. So it takes the dissolved oxygen from the river water, it consumes it to get decomposed. In the process, the oxygen level in the water drops down, and that's why it kills all the aquatic life.
Okay.
So the fish needs dissolved oxygen. Any aquatic life needs the dissolved oxygen.
Right.
Hmm.
So just imagine that, we need, let's say, 21% oxygen in air. Even if it drops by 5%, no one would survive. It would be very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we are all aware about that oxygen level, 95% plus. So even 1%, builds a BP inside us. That's what has happened. So the healthy level of oxygen is 8 parts per million in natural
How
environment.
much?
8 parts per million.
Okay.
It is measured in ppm when it is dissolved. So what we have done is we had taken some readings at various locations.
Okay.
So in Khadakwasla Dam, even today, because that is not polluted, it is before any society residing on the banks of it in numbers, and the pollution levels are low. So there the ppm levels are 7.5, which is very good, and that's why we get very good water, because we draw water through pipeline from Khadakwasla Dam. Then we use it, we pollute it, and throw it back. So actually, there is no, practically speaking, no river flow. It is all the drains flow, which is happening in what we see today at this spot. So in the city, nowhere we could find anything better than 2 ppm. Many times it is 0. In patches like this, it is 0. So obviously no life can survive. And once that oxygen is also over, and still you have organic waste inside, Uh, what happens is there is called anaerobic digestion starts. So anaerobic digestion is the digestion without oxygen or decomposition without oxygen. And once this process starts, it starts emitting toxic gases like methane, hydrogen sulfide, and you see this bubbling. So actually, it's uh, very toxic kind of environment. If we stand more time over here, it's not really recommended. And methane gas is 23 times having more greenhouse gas potential than carbon dioxide. So it has that bearing also on the climate change and things like that. Um, One of the major reason why so much organic waste is there in the water is the lack of sewage treatment infrastructure in the city. As compared to the generated sewage, hardly 40 to 50% capacity is there of the installed plants are there in Pune city, and almost more than half of the sewage is directly put into the river every day. Uh, and this is huge quantity. If we have to imagine in a common man's language, how much is the quantum of that raw sewage? So it will fill around 4 to 5 kilometers patch of the river every day. That much is just a drain sewage. So we never think of what happens after we flush in our bathrooms every day.
Yeah.
But this is what happens, and it takes a huge toll on the whole ecosystem. Um, that is not all. This is only about the organic waste. What we do every day with so many products, personal care products, health products, like starting from toothpaste, soaps, shampoos, cosmetics, detergents. All these chemicals, typically we use around 150 different chemicals every day. If you just take a label of toothpaste, it will have more than 10 chemicals into it. And many chemicals are really hazardous, even for human health and as well as for the ecosystem, because they remain in the ecosystem for a longer time, just like plastic. Because they are made in laboratories, the nature doesn't have the mechanism of recycling it. They are not natural materials. So if we take an average of consumption of 25 to 40 grams per person per day, and if you multiply this by population of Pune city, like around 40 to 50 lakhs, so it turns out to be a conservative figure of 125,000 kilos of chemicals of 150 different types, this deadly cocktail which is dumped into this. So what happens with this is, this is like a closed loop system. We may feel that this is gone from our side, so it is polluting maybe downstream.
Right.
Why we should be bothered? Obviously it is irresponsible to think in those terms, but even if we think, we are deceiving ourselves, because what is happening is this, all the toxic cocktail which is going on the downstream, a lot of irrigation is done with the same waters. If you go towards this Hadapsar and Manjari side, almost half of our Monday comes from this. So the same water with the same chemicals is used for irrigation of fruits and vegetables which we eat every day. So obviously the residues go into the food system. So many times we actually say, without any exaggeration, we can conclude that your blood report is decided by the water quality of your city's water. Because if this is clean, your blood report will be okay. You will be, it can help you become disease free and enjoy a good health. So what is happening is it's a closed loop system happening. So we use those chemicals, they are drained, and there is no real technology to separate out this because so many different chemicals require so many different processes. So it is practically impossible to stop this. So what happens is without treatment a lot of chemicals go. Many of these chemicals are even carcinogenic chemicals, and they can be a cause of very fatal diseases. So these chemicals further go into the loop of food chain, irrigation, then it comes on our food plate, it becomes a part of our bloodstream, and it really takes a heavy toll indirectly on our public health. So the only thing we can do is to stop the usage of this by having alternatives used which are more natural, biodegradable and non-toxic. Fortunately, in India especially, we have a lot of diversity into that also. Like if we go 2 generations back, our forefathers never used a toothpaste or they never used a detergent also. But they managed the life well. Probably healthier than us today. So it makes a lot of sense today to really go back and adopt certain things which they have been adopting. Probably they adopted it because there was no alternatives. But we have the alternative. We should make a smart choice about that. So if we actually see, it's about the pollution is about 2 things. One is organic and this is non-organic. Many times non-organic synthetic chemical pollution is really more dangerous than the organic, because organic what it does maximum is it will deplete the oxygen levels or this thing, but this chemical is, you are continuously exposed to it in the usage part, and it comes back into the food chain and it remains for a long time in environment. It doesn't go away very easily. So it can have ramifications on the future generations also. So and this good part is actually it is documented by many scientific literatures that that out of total pollution 70% of pollution is because of the chemical kind of things, and only 30% is organic. So what we generally promote as Jeevit Nadi is we can clean our rivers from our homes by changing certain alternatives. And that's how you see, you don't have to put rallies to the government every time to clean the river. And it's not only government's job, a large part lies with you, and at individual level we can